Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I love? Patreon.com/inkdependence, where patrons get access to a patron-only Discord, ad-free videos, and the joy of knowing they help support this channel. Hello folks, welcome to Inkdependence. I'm Mike, and today I have a little unboxing for you, sort of, kind of an unwrapping. This is stuff from the Well-Appointed Desk that I just got, and this is brand new stuff for her site, or at least this is. This is a thing that I'm not sure if it's coming back or not, but I went ahead and got one because I didn't have one, and I thought it was really cool. It looked neat on the site. This is called the Graphite. This is one of a series of stamps, and Anna does use really cool wood stamps. I can get in here. There we go. This one is a pencil point, which I thought was pretty fun. You see Well-Appointed Desk little stamp there. You see an engraving of what the stamp has on it on the top there. And on the bottom, you have this very nice little pencil point. So, we'll check this out here in a little bit. I'll do a little stamping, but this was $7 on sale. There are actually several of these woodblock stamps on sale there at the Well-Appointed Desk. Link down there. So go and grab some before they're gone. I'm not sure if the graphite's coming back or not, but sometimes you just want a pencil. I kind of figured I'd go like that and then use when I send letters or whatever, just kind of put it next to where I write the address, or I don't know, who knows how I'm going to use it, but it seems cool. And for $7, I was like, yeah, I will have one of those. All right. So this is kind of the main event that I have been looking for. This is something that she told us at her Patreon. You can go ahead and join her Patreon. There is also a link in the description for that. Anna said, hey, look, I'm going to have this letter writing stationery sampler kit sort of situation coming up soon. And I was like, yes, I'm watching for this thing. So it finally came up for sale. And so I grabbed it. And there are some left. This is not going to be a long run thing. So if this sounds cool to you and you want to participate in finding the best paper for letter writing and all that sort of jazz, head over to Well-Appointed Desk and grab it where I bought mine. So this is going to be 10 sheets of each of 4 different kinds of paper, plus 5 envelopes each of the following kinds of paper. We have Craft Tone Standard White, Durotone Butcher Off-White, Durotone Newsprint, and Pop Tone Whipped Cream, which sounds pretty fun. It also includes some cardstock and that sort of thing with guide sheets. Let's get in here. That always has a nice little sticker on here. If you get green paper in your stuff that you buy from my shop, you'll know where it's from. It's from Well-Appointed Desk. All right, so here we go. The stamp, of course, was also wrapped up, but I kind of just really wanted to see that and show Audrey, so I unwrapped it earlier. You know what it looked like. All right, so letter writing stationery sampler kit. Interesting. So kind of the idea here is she wants to get the buy-in public's input on which of these papers is really good and ought to go in the official set of letter writing kits that she will be doing eventually here. So we're gonna be letting her know which one we like best after I've gotten a chance to write on all these. So here is the French. Oh, these are the. Yeah. So these are the envelopes. That's pretty cool. She and Bob make these. So her husband, Bob, has a letterpress shop and they get all kinds of paper and can do all kinds of cool stuff there. So that's pretty neat. All right, letter writing stationery sampler kit, feedback and comment form. So you can go ahead on here when you buy this kit and say like, hey, which ones did I like the best? So do you like the included envelopes? Does the paper size work for you? Are the things enough? Do you like the guide sheets? I'll tell you right now, the guide sheets are excellent. That's pretty great. And you can kind of like just tell them which one was your favorite. So that's pretty neat. Some additional concepts. I like that. All right. So this is what it looks like. And I really like that she bound this into a little tablet. I've gotten a bunch of her vintage paper tablets in the past, and I just really like using them because they add a little bit of fun to your writing. So here are those backing sheets. So we have 8mm and 7mm lined sheets, as well as a 5mm grid and a 5mm dot grid, just depending on what you like to have behind your sheet. I like having these guide pages, and I use them all the time, paired up with like a blotter page. Also, I think this is actually also from Well-Appointed Desk. She had this vintage blotter paper. Go and check and see if she has any of that anymore. But vintage blotter paper, or any kind of blotter paper, is really good to put under your hand while you're writing so that you won't get hand oils and that sort of thing. And then when you want to close your notebook or whatever, you just kind of stick it in there, close it up, and it'll soak up any extra ink that is not dried yet. So really handy to have these. And these, because then you can write in a straight line and people think you are magical when they get a letter from you, which I like. All right, so here is the French Craft Tone Standard White. It's a 70-pound paper. Oh, that's really pretty. I like the sort of See little fibers in there that are not quite white. I think that's really fun. All right, what is this called? Standard white. Yeah, okay, it's a pretty standard white sort of color. Stick it next to this. This is a much brighter white, but this is going to be nice for a lot of ink colors. We'll have to give this a try sometime. Maybe we'll do this on a live stream or something like that. So there's 10 pages of that. Very cool. Then we have 10 sheets of French Duotone Butcher Off-White, 60-pound text. Ooh, that's really interesting. Huh. Well, it looks so shiny. Look at that shine on that. It's also really interesting color and texture. It's got kind of a very, very smooth texture. You can actually see the texture of the paper, or I guess the texture of the, I don't even know, the fibers in the paper or something. You can kind of see through it. Yeah, that's really neat. Actually, let me grab a flashlight. I'll show you what it looks like through it. There we go. There we go. It's kind of blotchy. I think that's fun. Looks really nice. All right, cool. What's the next one? The next one is French Duotone Newsprint Extra White. All right, I've never used the newsprint paper before. That sounds like fun. Let's see this. Does this have the same kind of... No, this is much more uniform. You can still see a little bit of action in there, but much more uniform. Hi, Nose. Did you catch a lamb chop? Good job, bud. Yeah, good job. Nose is over there protecting us from lamb chops. So this is a 50-pound paper, so much thinner. It feels nice, though. It's all got a very smooth kind of texture, but it doesn't feel like it's going to make your pen skate. Sometimes you have it too smooth or too coated, just your pen won't stay on the paper well enough to like put down ink, if you know what I'm saying. French Pop Tone Whipped Cream, 70 pounds. Oh, this is definitely the whitest by far. You can tell how much whiter that is than the other papers here. This is a 70-pound paper. You can actually definitely feel, this is much less coated, it feels like, than some of the others. It's more of a, it's like a thicker paper too. That's really nice. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's do a little writing on some of these and just kind of see how they go, just for funsies. I will probably speed this up just to so you're not going to watch like 20 minutes of me writing or whatever. But let's kind of see how these goes and go with initial first impressions. This is how I do a lot of work sometimes with my aged cat, Mr. Nose here, joining me on the desk, helping me out. Very helpful, Mr. Nose. I gotta focus on the paper at the moment. And so we have the whipped cream pop tone. Actually, let me get these out of the way here. We've got the, goodness, can't move stuff on my desk. It won't move. There we go. Nope, need more room. One sec. Used a variety of nib sizes here and different kinds of ink and that sort of thing. I think I have a favorite so far, but let me kind of look at these more up close and see how they did. The craft tone here, I don't like the way that it feathers. I like the way that it looks, but man, it was very feathery and very spready here with this broad nib. I think U is a little bit on the wet side and this nib is maybe a little bit wet, but still, that's a lot. It was okay with the fine nib, but you also see some feathering there, and it wasn't super pleasant to write on with that first elastic fine. With the Mont Blanc, it was okay. But you can see the Serenity Blue is looking a little bit patchy there. I mean, I don't love Serenity Blue, but it looks okay. I think the Blackwing looks really nice on here, and maybe this is the best one for pencil. I think it makes the pencil look good. The Schmidt Easy Flow, which is a very standard sort of ballpoint, I think it went fine. On the back, yeah, this one bled through. That's not great. I do like to use the back of my page, so that'd be tough with a broad nib, but that's actually not terrible for a pretty wet broad nib and ink combination. But yeah, this one's not my favorite, despite it having my favorite look. I really like the look of that, but for fountain pen anyway, that's not for me. This one is the French Duotone Butcher Off-White, which I think is pretty nice. This might be my favorite one. I like the way that it makes the U look. We actually get some shading there, which is really nice. I think the wet pen Rainier Blue looks okay. Not really getting any sheen, and there should be some sheen from that ink, so that's a little bit disappointing. Serenity Blue looks perfectly fine. I think the elastic nib felt best on this one. The Blackwing is only okay, but I mean, who writes letters in pencil anyway, right? So maybe not a big deal. And the Easy Flow 9000, predictably totally fine, although this paper might be a little bit slick for it. You can see like my handwriting is getting a little sketchy there, and that'll happen when your ballpoint is kind of skating a little bit more than it ought to. On the back, though, you can totally use the back, even with the wet nib up there, so that's good. I like this one the best so far. That's got an edge. Next up, the French Duotone newsprint. I was kind of excited about writing on newsprint, and then I remember what newsprint is like. It's not really for me. It looks really good with the ballpoint. If you're a ballpoint writer, this is going to be great. I think that these two felt okay, although you are definitely seeing some feathering on this one. Yeah, this one's okay. Yeah, some feathering up here as well. Oh, look, the other cat has showed up. Hi, Katie. Hello. On the back, though, give me a little bit of camera room, buddy. Yeah, pretty okay. Weirdly, that elastic fine one bled through, but the others didn't really. That's kind of strange. I think it has to do with something about the the way this paper is made. There's got to be like a little bit of, I don't know, inconsistency in the fiber, which makes it look cool, but maybe not my favorite. And then lastly, this one I was pretty psyched about, but I don't know, man. I think it looks pretty okay with that broad nib. U looks all right. A little rusty and kind of nice. These two were not particularly pleasant to write with. It felt like the paper was kind of rough, actually. And actually, if I hold the paper this way, you can kind of see a little bit of the surface texture of the paper, and I didn't love it for the fine nib. Maybe for a medium, this would be the way to go. I don't know. The Blackwing looks totally okay, and the Schmidt Easy Flow, for ballpoint, this was great. It was a really good paper for ballpoint. That texture catches the ball and the oil-based ink there and like makes it write nicely. On the back, no problem though. This is even held up perfectly well to that very wet, broad nib up there. But for me, the choice is clear. I really like this one. I think it's a nice looking paper, and it did the best with my inks there. You get a little bit of sheen right there on the wet pen one. A little bit of, I don't know, off axis light. Yeah, a little bit of sheen, not much. So none of these are really doing a whole lot of sheen, which is too bad. But yeah, I think I'm going to say my favorite is this Butcher Off-White French Duotone of these four. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it is pretty darn nice. So yeah, that's fun. Actually, let me hit with a stamp just right quick, just to see what that does. Also, I haven't used the stamp yet, so let's stamp these. We're going to use our graphite here. I'm going to discard it. All right, so blurp. Oops, a little exuberant there. We'll do it this way. Sometimes you'll find papers and stamp inks that just don't get along. I really like the StazOn pad a whole lot. I think this is a really nice one. I got this from Anna a while back as well. I get most of my stamp pads from there, but I like the StazOn quite a lot. So did these do anything weird? Did they bleed through or feather out or anything? No, they look totally fine. This one might have feathered, just you can see a little bit of like line spreading right here. This one's very crisp, so my this newsprint is very crisp. The stamp ink went right through this paper, though. These inks will do that sometimes, just go right through a paper. Yeah, it went through this one pretty well, too. That's too bad. I like the crispness there, but this is not going to be the stamp pad to use for this paper if I decide to use it. How about this one? Yeah, this one fared pretty well. This one really got my hopes up. Hardly anything even showed through that. This is okay. I think this would be manageable. But does the imprint look good? Yeah, the imprint looks okay. It's not super crisp. So yeah, I don't think that's going to change my mind. It's not gonna do it. This is my top one right here. I've decided for now, French Duotone Butcher Off-White. So yeah, pretty good. I like this paper. Well, I'll use some more of this and see how I like it. Throw some other inks on it probably, but for now, this one kind of wins. So yeah, this is a fun set. Find this at the Well-Appointed Desk, the letter writing stationery sampler kit, and try them out for yourselves and let Anna know which ones you'd like to write on. Hey, what do you write letters with? Are you just a fountain pen writer, or are you using gel pens? Are you using graphite? Like, are you using a pencil? Does anybody use a pencil to write letters? I don't know. It's not a crossword. It's not math, so I don't know. I never used that. So let me know what you write letters with. Let me know what paper you think looks coolest, and I'll see you in another video soon. Until then, peace out.